Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Backpack Trader Training Room for Thursday, June the 5th, 2025. Please note the required risk disclosure. This room is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not financial advice. Trade your charts, not mine. Trading of this type carries substantial risks and can only be attempted with funds you can afford to do without. All right. This is our only session today, so done with the risk disclosure. Micro Russell is flat. Crude is in a long trade. Potential short 77 at potential short at 87, one tick beyond the current stop. Pound Aussie looks like it triggered into a long trade. First trade of the morning. Small trade. Money management sitting up between target 1 and 2. Market's open. Soybeans, it has a long trade. And time to get in that. YM has a short trade. Now you may be in a long trade, and that would be a stop and reverse. Stop and reverse would have been at 47. Micro Russell with a long trade. We do stop and reverse. No, we don't get the trade. Or did we? Let's see. Yeah, we got the trade right there at 87. So long on crude. Took the stop out. Okay, we take a loss on the Micro Russell, and then we get a break even. Unleaded, unfortunately, didn't pick up a long trade, so it takes a full loss on the short. That's its first trade of the morning. Crude in the long for its second trade. YM successful with target 1, now make it target 2 of 25 ticks. Trailer about the same. So we would have gone 71 Yeah, 71 to 47. 1428 ticks. No, 20, yeah, 24. 48. We'd be just about dead break even, and then we take a stop on the long. So still working on that. Short trade, and now we stop out the long trade on the pound Aussie, and now we get a short trade. So full stop on the long, now in a short. Crude in its second trade of the morning. YM picking up money management and target one at 23 ticks. Actually, that's going to be 21 or less. We go 527 to 497. 30, 60 ticks. So we pick up 21. We're now at 49, and I would say to get one major key level, but go ahead and get one since we did hit target. So you pick up 22, down around 48 again. Long trade from 501. Oh, wait a minute. Did we get to, yeah, we got target one. All right, and another stop in reverse. This will be our final trade. 4, 5, 6. Soybeans trying to make some headway. Entry would be 74. Crude hanging around. Michael Russell with a long trade, big trade. Expect, yeah, target 2 will be our first actionable on this one. Pretty good sized wick on the setup bar. That's our trade setup. Pound Aussie on trade number 2. $16 pips to target 1. full loss on that long trade. 17 pip risk. That's going to be an 85 pip loss, 5 positions. All right, there's where we're looking for money management on soybeans. That is target 1, and target 2 is there. So those are our next 2 goals on soybeans. And we get a stop and reverse on the micro Russell. 97.4, so we'll take that to 97.2. This is also a big, large trade. Now this is going to be a target 2 trade as well. No adjustment needed to money management. We're trailing, and there is money management. Already trailing down to 96.6. And we did touch target 2. So that's a win. Target 3 is our next objective. YM picks up target 1. It looks like it just stopped out. Target 1 was 24 ticks. Stop out was 46 from 74, I believe it was. Yeah. That was 28. And 24 is 52. That ends our session. And I'm afraid that we're still going to be on the negative side of the ledger. We were down 48 and then had the reversal. Stop and reverse loss. That's going to be a down session. All right, target 2 and trailer will win. That's going to be a loss there. Break even. 2 losses and a break even. 2 losses, break even, and a win on the micro Russell so far. I will put unleaded up over top of YM. YM is done on 6 trades. There's our first trade. Yeah, we got beyond our possibilities on micro NQ. So our first trade is the short. That goes to, is a fairly large one. Let's see if it, yeah, that's enough. That was a target 1 win. Take a target 1 and reverse to long. Small wick on the long, but not enough to move the target back to target 1. So we take a win on trade number 1. And in Trade number 2 is money management. And we take a third loss on Micro Russell, so that ends the session there. That's going to be a down session for the Micro Russell. Soybeans taking a lot of heat here. We got a short coming, but unfortunately it's going to be filtered out by trend mode. Fortunately or unfortunately, we don't know. Unleaded with full loss on the short. Now we have a new short. All right. Break even for the micro NQ into a short. Another big short. Getting to break even. Now let's see, how big was that? And getting to target 2 as well, it looks like. That was the target 1. So we pick up a win at target 1, and target 2 is second goal. Third goal is target 3. 2 targets in hand already. Stop still at the break even. Stop and reverse possibility on the pound Aussie. $8.33. Let's see where that is. That's going to be awfully close to 50. Now, I've already got a 2-tick adjustment. We have to make at least another 3 for a day trade there. Target, it's almost target 3. We are trailing now. This is a big win on Micro Russell. Okay, your stop and reverse became valid, so that would have been should have been mark it out, and we'll put the order in because it was beyond the entry when it became valid. So you mark it out of the long, and we have a short get in sync short there. And micro NQ stopping out. We hit target 3 on the nose. So that's all 3 of our gold targets. And we stop out at 715 flat. Now to a long trade. Too fast to execute, but there's your entry again. So in the long. And Pound Aussie stops and reverses. Pound Aussie is again long. $13 pips to money management, so no adjustment needed there. It's 13 pips to target 1. Money management is money managements need to go up a couple of 33. Okay, money management's 47. It's good. Oh no, money management's at 44. Yeah, it needs to go up to 45. It's at 44.7, so I'm just going to leave it there. And we are out of micro Russell. We did go short on unleaded, and now we have a stop and reverse short on crude. Small loss there, so we'll go ahead and take the third trade. So 472 would have been the entry. This is the final trade of the 9 a.m. session. So we get a target to another win on the micro NQ. Let's see what we've got here. So that was one win, break even, second win, third win, and we're in the short. And the short goes for a loss. Trade number 5, 3 wins, 1 break even, 1 loss. One more trade on the micro NQ. And we do go short on soybeans. We did come back up to the entry. Unleaded hits money management. Stop moves down. No targets yet. And trade number 6 is going to be a loss on the short, on the long. So 3 wins, 2 losses, 1 break even on micro NQ. We do not take the short trade. That was outside the trade plan. Calculator still doesn't think we got into the soybeans trade. We'll have to hit the entry on this bar for the calculator to pick it up. The trade went away because the trend indicator went blue, which is up, and therefore in trend mode, which it hadn't, since it had passed the entry, it didn't take that into account, and the trade hasn't stopped out, so it thought it was still long. But I would handle that with a market out of the long when we got a valid short that we were already beyond the entry on. All right, we're done with the micro NQs. So I'll bring unleaded back down to its normal spot. And looks like unleaded stops out for a partial. No targets, just the partial on the trailer. So what did we lose here? We go 812, 833, 21 ticks, another 105. So we're down 190 on those two trades. Crude in trade number 3, the short. That also may be the get in sync for the 10 a.m. session here in less than a minute. Long trade setup on crude. That is an exit point for 9 a.m. and that's a valid trade. For the 10 a.m., we'll make it stop. Go ahead and adjust for stop and reverse, make it 83. We'll protect the trade we're in. But it hit it anyway, so yeah, we're out of the 9 a.m. session into the long in the 10 a.m. session. You can handle that either way. Adjust for the stop and reverse or not. I would count the soybeans as in the short trade. Calculator is not doing that at this point. Pound Aussie going through target 1 and hitting target 2. So go to target 3 there. Target 1 was worth 13 pips. Target 2 worth 23. So that's 36 of our 190. Looks like unleaded has a short trade. Setup has not triggered yet, it doesn't appear. Yep, 624. So soybeans, I would call that in the short trade looking for money management at target 1. I'll have to track that manually, I suspect. Crude taking some heat on this long trade. Stop comes up to 834 on the pound Aussie. Let's see where we are. Still, all right. The stop has now moved. Plotted stop has now moved up, so we can pick up the trailing indicator. Long on crude, 10 a.m. session. Soybeans just did come back up to the entry, so the calculator will be tracking that now. Unleaded short's going to cancel on this bar. All 3 moving averages on soybeans converging. They're coming back up to test that. So we have pound Aussie, unleaded, 10 a.m. crude, and soybeans still in play. All three of our market indices have finished trading. Need to change this. And 24 is not working very well. All right. Volume hasn't come up yet. Probably a week away from transition there. All right, soybean short, unleaded flat, crude long, and the pound Aussie is long. Stop on the pound Aussie's moved up. $8.39. Two targets in hand, looking for targets three additional positions still remaining. Targets 3, 4, and trail. And I will be right back. All right, nothing changed. Not getting another short trade right now on unleaded. OSOB is, let's see, there was a, now that, now the last OSOB reading appears to be before our successful short. So we're looking for something off of the EMAs at this point until we get an OSOB reading. Crude going sideways. Pound Aussie stop still at 839. Looking for target 3. Crude testing the 50 EMA for the 3rd time. There is a new stop and reverse. That'll be at 62 on crude. And it does trigger in. All right, soybeans taking a little bit of heat. We did stop and reverse to short on crude. unusual morning on crude. That's 4 losing trades in a row. Trend mode now filtering the long trade on soybeans. Since we're in the short, still long on the pound Aussie. We're short on crude. 62. Money management's going to move a couple of ticks. It's sitting at 54. It needs to be down at 52 because of our adjustment. So actually our targets here are targets 2 and 3. Target 1 just became less than 10 ticks because of our stop and reverse. Very tight range on soybeans. It literally went from high to the low on that down move. And then of course we can see the open for the session still on this chart yesterday evening. filtered short trade on the pound Aussie, and we just hit our stop, I believe. Maybe missed it by a tick. Nope, hit the stop on the nose. So that in, and there, yeah, now we push through it. So that ends that trade. We pick up 36 plus 39 from 36 times 3, 18. 54 ticks of our 190. So that puts us down 136 now. All right, market out of soybeans. That's 2 stop and reverse losses. Valid trade that were passed already. So make that a get in sync again. One white trade short and white trade long. That's a little unusual, but here we go again. We're approaching the session highs. This time in about 20 minutes. Back to the entry on crude. Second trade of the 10 a.m. session. Squeeze unfiltered short on the pound Aussie. Crude testing the 50 EMA. Apparently being rejected. We'll see. Money management at 52 because of the stop and reverse. Targets at 46 and 38. And soybeans. Yeah, I'm not sure whether I like this or not. But soybeans comes down and triggers into the long trade. So far, the trades on soybeans have just been out of sync with the movement. Came in one tick of the high. And another 30-minute move from low to high. Crude testing the 50 EMA again. Zebra stripes here just bouncing along beneath it. And Aussie's flat. Unleaded is flat. Soybeans is long. Hmm. 17 ticks risk on the, or 17 tick risk on the stop and reverse. A 17-point loss. On the first trade. Second trade went 42 to 45 3/4, 3 3/4. So that's 15, another 15 points down, 32 points. And going into this trade, there's target 1. So at least this trade is going to be successful. 11 ticks, 2 3/4 points. Another down zebra stripe on the crude chart. And swinging back up to the 50 again on the upside. There's the up stripe. So 29 1/4 points down now. 3 positions remaining. And another down stripe. There's an up. And that's a stop and reverse. 68. And it does. Yep, 68. I'd make it 60. I don't like, I would go 69, but it still triggers in. That's going to have to go a ways. All right, so I said 69 for the entry. That'll make money management 79. It looks like targets 3 and 4. That's 5 straight losers. That one wasn't much of a loser. Just a very few ticks. It's one of those statistical possibilities. It doesn't happen very often, but it does occasionally. All right, target 2 on soybeans. So 11 and 19. 11 had us at 29.25. 19 is another 4 3/4. Brings us to 24.5. And the trailer is now at 10.45 flat. So we've got 1 point currently on the trailer, two ticks times 2 positions. And 24.5 points down at the moment. Oh, and we did stop out, and now we have a new long trade. So 23.5 points down. There's our new long trade. And crude goes through both targets on the long side. So we get 69 to 82. We get 13 and 17. 30. We get 30 ticks on that trade. We lost. This one was 62 to 69. 14 ticks. Long. We go 82 to 62. 20. So we lost 40, 54. Down 24 on that session is not bad considering the start. So fruit is done. Soybeans is trying to work its way out. It's not a fast mover. Unleaded hasn't had a trade in a while. It can take several more, but we're all right. An hour and 15 minutes in. Pound Aussie's in the short. I hadn't marked up yet. Down 136 pips. Tough day. Given the lack of movement in the market at the moment on any of our active charts, we've actually got three active charts, but none of them are moving much or very fast. We're already being an hour and 15 minutes in. Unless there are questions or discussion, I believe it's time to call it a morning. Well, something got the YM moving a little bit. YM and the micro Russell. Soybeans moving up as well. Pound Aussie moving down. So things, all of a sudden, things heating up. Stick around and see what happens. Pound Aussie money management. So that trade is going to be at least a break even. $8.27 for the break-even stop. $8.23.8. That's $8.24. Yeah, we'll go to $8.26 if we close down on this bar. Still nothing on the Pound Aussie. We did trigger long on soybeans, or not. Unleaded still flat. Pound Aussie short. Soybeans is long. First target on Pound Aussie, 810 for 18 pips. And unleaded getting into the act as well with a short. Just when I think things are going to be slow, Pound Aussie stops out. No targets, so we get 5 ticks and down 131. Money management and target 1 on unleaded. Soybeans still hanging around the entry. All right, let's see where we were. That's right. All right, so our full loss was 78. That was just a partial 669 to 662, 14. So we're down 64. That was a no trade. Target 1 traders pick up 32, so they're down just, target 1 traders down just 32 at this point. Target 2 traders still down 64. See if this goes ahead and resolves. This is just the third trade on unleaded. Soybeans taking some heat. Unleaded trying to reach target 2. Target 2 is worth 51. Not trailing yet, still at the break-even stop. Target 2 would leave target 2 traders down just 13. Target 1 down 32. There it is. So target 2 traders down just 13. Target 1, 32. And we are starting to trail now on unleaded. $6.86. Original entry at $6.89. So 3 ticks. Need 10 more for break even, and more than that to get target 2 to power quitting. So 75 or below the trailer for POQ for target 2 traders. And 32. 3 cents. 29, 57, 56 for POQ for target 1. I'll go ahead and see if it'll resolve this trade. Crude just doesn't seem to want to get away from the moving averages, or at least the 50 and the 20. And that's bringing unleaded back up with it. Ooh, there is a stop and reverse. All right, if we take this unadjusted because it's positive, it's 681. It's another 5 ticks, and it just triggered in. That would mean we're going to take another trade. At that point, and given where the 20 SMA is, some 2-tick adjustment probably is a good one. That puts us right at the 20. I'm afraid I would have to leave it. Yeah, I'd have to leave it up at 86. I don't like it, but that's where, yeah. So it reverses at 86, which is where the trailing stop was. So down 29 on target 1, down 10 on target 2. 86, 13. So yeah, we're we're definitely going to be fine with where that yeah, that was a pretty big trade. Well, no, that's not a big trade. With unleaded, that's not a bad setup. entry is 83 to 13. Yeah, 20 ticks to money management. That's not an issue. And it looks like we're going to hang around in that general area. So I am going to call it a morning. Soybeans is not going anywhere. Pound Aussie's stuck at the moving averages also. So we will see everybody next week. As far as I know, it's a regular schedule next week. 9:30 a.m. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Crude oil inventory report at 10:30 on Wednesday. So we will see everybody next week. Have a good one.